Hi clan, I'm finally level 94 in the last epoch and I finished this build here that I'm going to explain to you. So this is the first steps to the early of the end game. We entered the empowered monoliths, started to run for our first good items. We got our primordial, we got some good things, and now we have to kill the harbingers and scale our progression until 300 corruption and kill Eberoth for the first time. So this build here is a builded build that will allow you to go until Eberoth. Of course, you are going to get better items in the run and you can substitute any of them, change any of them. But for now, let's focus here in this build. First, I will just show you a gameplay. Then let's go for empowered 100 monolith. Then let's enter a handle echo here. This one with exalted armor called my attention. Then let's go. I'm playing using Boosteroid. The game is being streamed to me, so I do not have it installed in my computer. And sometimes if my connection is bad, you see bad graphics. So just sometimes, like now. Okay, let's go. So the build is Sync Strike, Shadow Cascade, Shift. This is the technique. Sync Strike, Shadow Cascade, Shift. Let's go directly to the point. And even with Dancing Strikes being buffed and really usable, I can use Dancing Strikes build with the same items that I'm using here. Because now both this build and Dancing Strikes use attack speed as core. You can change anytime. Oh, I'm just bored to play Sync Strikes. I'm just bored to play Dancing Strikes. You can change one for another. But I still prefer this one because it's faster. You can only have one combo shift and go to the objective. So it's really, really better in question of map speed. Okay, let's return. This is how to play against bosses, the same thing. So really easy things to do. Now let's go back to the build. Okay, passives first. Shadow Cascade has an echo point, a node. Let me just show you. Shadow Cascade. Here, leverage momentum. It increases more damage by attack speed. So every point in attack speed increases 0.6% of its damage. Okay, based on that, we're going to build attack speed. Then let's go for passives. Go for attack speed with Swift Assassin. Get those here. So you're going to reduce damage while moving. We are moving a lot. So move, combo, always moving. And haste chance, so increase the damage with movement speed. This is very important. With the new primordial item in haste, and we're going to move fast, and very fast. And that will increase our movement speed and of course our damage with agility. Then we got Twin Blade, so this will also permit us to equip two weapons. This is the most important thing ever. Then 5 points in Pursuit. Go for attack speed, Very of Night. Get all points in Ounce. You need melee and throwing damage here. Get increased damage of your shadows. We're going to use shadows as you saw with Synchronized Strike. Then Blood Dance for the Leech. Got also 5 points in Flash of Steel. You're going to increase your damage and also your attack speed. And then we go for Perfection 5 points, Confidence 5 points, and 1 point in Exuberance. So this here we increase insanely our defenses and offensives. Go for Hooked Blades for more armor shred. 3 points only in Spellbreaker. Get 5 points in Critical Eye and 5 points in All In. All of our hits are basically critical hits. I will explain this later. Then in Falconer, we get 5 points in Raptor Wings. So we gain more damage with haste, 5%. and we get health while you're in scout. But the most important thing here is mana regeneration, dodge rating, and gain mana on dodge. That will help us to keep your mana flow going. Otherwise, we're going to lose lots of mana. Then let's go for skills. So I will explain it to you. So synchronized strike, most important thing here, mana efficiency. Then shadows now jump inwards. So all of our shadows have the objective to hit the same target. This is very good against bosses, even if that increases our mana cost, so don't worry. Then we get for shadow, increase damage by 200% of your shadows. So shadow cascades coming from the shadows will deal more damage, and then more shadows with 2 plus shadows. So we are going sync strike will cast 4 shadows for you, just like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shadows. This is not bad. Good eliminated, but then 5 shadow casket. Me 1 plus from 4 shadows. This is what we're going to do. Now we have sparing points. 5 points in coordinated cuts for more armor shred. Remember, we're going to target all shadows, and if you have this node here to increase the area, all shadows will hit the same enemy, and when that happens, coordinated cuts will shred their armor by 400%, so 4 stacks, and increase it armor shred effect by 50%, 6 stacks. And then we have the passive that increased by 100%. So we're going to get in one sync strike basically 10 stacks of armor shred, and then we're going to shadow cascade, deal damage, armor shred more, and repeat the combo, and we can stack lots of armor shred in the enemy. So this is very, very important. When we are low in critical hits, Harmony of Death is very good, because when the same thing that you apply armor shred stacks on the enemy, you're going to apply critical vulnerability stacks on the enemy. So even if you have like 30% crit chance with melee strikes, after the first synchronized strike, everything will be critical hits. So this here is just to guarantee that all of our hits is critical hits. Get Umbral Assassination. This will combo also with Umbral Blades, and then we're going to target enemies with Shadow Daggers. And finally, we get Physical Resin Shred chance. So Sync Strike is doing another thing, removing armor and removing physical has from our enemies. So that will boost a lot the Shadow Cascade and forward damage. Now we go for Shift. Shift is our skill that will move us in the map, that will recover our mana with swift recovery, that will trigger shurikens, and also the blade armor from shurikens, increasing our armor. This is the most important part. And then also casting Shadow Cascade and giving some damage. So the most important points here is shurikens, the swift recovery for mana regeneration, so mana efficiency, a vulnerability while shifting, this is important against some bosses, cleanse all elements, we have 29 points with this build, it's very, very good. And Umbral Blades is the most important thing here in Umbral Blades will be Nightmare Dash. You now only recall blades using shift, so the blades will be fixated in the floor. So if you cast the Umbral Blade, they will not return. But when you shift, you gain mana for every Umbral Blade in the floor, and that will keep our mana up, and then we can repeat the combo. Otherwise, Synchronized Strike will destroy your mana pool. For that to happen, we need to have Umbral Blades in the floor, and for that to use Umbral Remnant. When one of your shadows expire, or they use a skill, they will expire, they create a Umbral Blade in the floor. That Umbral Blade in the floor will be recalled with Nightmare Dash, and when that happens, if you have Lethal Darkness, it will inflict Shadow Daggers in the opponent. So basically 4 stacks of Shadow Daggers. And to that happen more accurately, I get this point here. Instead of the blades return to you, they target the nearby enemies, and then they can pierce nearby enemies as well. So Umbral Blades will give good damage with Lethal Darkness, inflicting shadow daggers, and also piercing enemies. And the remaining points we go for cold and slow chance. So that is what we're going to invest. Some damage in throwing physical damage here. We call it blades more damage. So damage itself is not the most important thing because most of our damage is melee, but this is also some damage. In shurikens, as I told you, we needed blade armor. To that, we got this additional shurikens here, and then blade shield with bladed armor, plus 30% armor and 45% duration. Then you got abrasive arsenal for more physical shred chance. So when you are very close to an enemy, the shurikens will hit him and remove his physical resistance. And to the shurikens not vanish after each hit, you need ethereal blades. So get 4 points here. This is the basically most important things we need. Everything else is to increase damage just. So critical multiplier, physical penetration, and that's not the cool main core of the build because most of our damage, as I told you, is melee damage, but that will also help. Okay, now for the most important part of the build, the items. Helmet, Bone Climb Barbed. I dropped lots of this, and it's easy to get at least Legendary Potential 1 with the Nemesis. So place this in the egg. And with one Legendary Potential, try to get at least one Mana Efficiency for Synchronized Strike Tier 6. If you did not find a Tier 7 yet, a Tier 6 will help. Go for me, I'm using a Tier 6. Then the amulet is the Digimon's Amulet, Evolution's End. Got increased mana regeneration for legendary potential here. And we need in this build two tier 7 mana regen items. The slots for that are Amulet, Ring, or Relic. So we need mana regen in 1 and 2 of these 4 slots. So it's not that hard to get. I got mine in my amulet, but and the other in 1 ring. So get 2 mana regen items, otherwise we're not able to use for shadows. You need Sync Strike, mana efficiency, and you need 2 mana regen items. That will help you to always never more thinking mana in your life and play this build very fast. Thinking about this, if you look here, we are going to have 4 Weaver items. And those Weaver items are the best options that we have for the rogue. And otherwise, we're going to play with exalted items. And the items here itself does not matter much, but one more to plus to rogue skills is very important. More health and elemental resistance, more mana with Font of the Rays. The implicits, the ring itself without the legendaries are already very good. And if you look here in my build, I have one of this ring completely sucking in here. The only good affix in this one is increased physical damage and elemental resistance. So I bumped my elemental resistance a little bit of increased physical damage, but this one is one of the first items that I want to recycle in this build. I want to change this, but it's working for now. So this is a budget build. You don't need everything perfect. So go for Font of the Erased when you find. Try to get increased physical damage, dexterity, health, avoid stun, avoid critical hits, things like that always help. Not about avoid critical hits because we have a woven of flesh here, but everything else could be good. So those items here, it does not matter much what legendary affixes you got. They are just good by themselves. By example, Swaddling of the Erased give all attributes and attack speed. So these alone is very good. Melee damage to high health enemies, this is good. So 3 good implicits. And if you get physical damage, throwing damage, mid attack speed, health, hybrid health, there are lots of affixes that can help in the build. For the weapons, then we here have to be selective. For the weapons, in this stage of the game, we go for Velocin's Jaw and Traitor's Tongue. Velocin's Jaw in the right hand, and in the offhand, the Traitor's Tongue. That's because we're going to use Traitor's Tongue, critical chance with Traitor's Tongue equipped in your offhand. This is how we increase the critical strike base chance. And the better here, the best. So 13% is the best. And for both the weapons, thinking that you're going to play with attack speed, we need to place the legendary affix with tier 7 attack speed. So tier 7 attack speed. This one is with tier 5. Let's just correct this. Tier 7 attack speed. I will leave the build planner for you in the description so you can see this by yourself if you want. Then in the Velocin's Jaw, same thing, attack speed. Try to get the most of your implicits always. I bought 3 of this. I got only 1 legendary potential, and I tried 2 with the eggs, but I got bad results, no legendary potential. But one I got, and I was playing with it, and you can see this, it's almost a perfect one, but with it's not this, it's this one, but less penetration. Get our resistance is only 21. I still don't have the dagger, exalted dagger, tier 7 attack speed, so I'm saving it and using this bad one here with crit chance. But it's helping. It's helping, and I can clear everything and easy at this corruption 100, I believe, to until 205 corruption. With this scrappy build with bad items that I have here, we're going to be good. Okay, now the belt, the boots, and the armor is very easy to do. This armor drops from Abomination in this the first monolith, so that this is very easy to drop. Here in Fall of the Outcast is the boss of this monolith, and you will drop lots of this. If you drop without legendary potential, go to the Nemesis and place it in the egg. Surely you're going to be dropping lots of increased health tier 7 items. Then the legendary affix here go for increased health. At this moment of the game, after we're going to change this, but this is not content for this video. I'm going to create a end game build for this. And now, Brewmaster Buckle, this one drops from the Woven Echo. Let me just return here. The Woven Echo, the Grand Brewery. So place this in the monolith, kill the drunk, and get the belt. Then you get this belt here. When you get it with 1 legendary potential, you go for increased health tier 7 or hybrid health tier 7. We need health, bros. At least 2,500. With 2,500, we can go to 200 to 205, 2,000, 250 corruption, okay? So that will be already at the average. The goal is to have 3,000 and something health in the future. Okay, Brewmaster Buckle, really easy to do. And then Blood of the Exile. And here I got Dexterity because previously I had no damage. But if you have the rest of the build, you don't need Dexterity here. You can go for move speed. This is the most important thing, to have your map clearance, so more damage with. Remember, every movement speed increase your damage by 1%. So that will help here, increase your movement and also a bit of damage. And then also hybrid health and health, armor, and things that will help you to have a better map clearance. That will help this in this stage of the game. So we have this when we have Traitor Stone that increase our crit chance. The only obligatory idols are those ones here. Increase crit chance per equipped dagger. That will increase more or less 50% of crit chance per equipped dagger. So one of these gives about 100% crit chance. And that will boost our crit chance. Let's just check here. The crit chance here is like 62. And with synchronized strike hitting the enemy, you have your always crit chance, and that will just be very, very good. So those two here is very, very important. Later in the game, we have some variations of the build. So after 300 corruption, we can get the armor, the primordial armor with dodge that will bust idols. We have the relic that can bust idols. We have the mace that increase double the effectiveness of your offhand. We have many, many variations waiting and videos coming. So if you like this video and you like the build, don't forget, come press the like button and follow for more content. Thanks a lot. See you in the next build and videos.